Welcome to the Great Girlfriends podcast, where we discuss life, love, laughter, and everything in between. I am your single host today because Brandis is in Brooklyn and I am doing a GG takeover. I am your single host, Sybil Amuti, and I am so happy to be here today. Girlfriends, you can hear it in my voice, complete exhaustion, right? That is because I just had one of the most epic weekends of my life this past weekend at the What Women Want conference. And if you were there, I'm pretty sure you're sounding like me right now. So give yourself a few days and a lot of water to hydrate your vocal cords to come off that high that we had. Y'all, was it fun or what? Seriously. If you're one of the listeners who was not able to get there this year, all I can say is stay tuned. We will be announcing the date for next year, and I can't wait to meet all of you next year. I promise you, we're going to do it again, equally as great and just as strong. So I want to just stop right in this moment and say a huge thank you. Thank you. Girlfriends, we created this experience together, myself, Brandis, and you. Think about it. It was the first time. We had a plan, we had a schedule, but guess what? Without your energy, it would have been the wackest weekend of all. When I say you guys would have been out shopping, you guys would have been on text, you guys would have been, at plays and skipping out of panels. It would have been a totally different experience if you hadn't brought the energy and the passion and the love that you brought to the weekend. I mean, when I say we walked into the reception on Friday and just felt energy, just love, just being kicked around the room and passed around with hugs and selfies. And oh my gosh, what a refreshing environment. And we could not have done that alone. Honestly, it took all of us loving and celebrating together and saying, this is our weekend. We want to get out of this everything that we deserve and more. And we are leaving everything on the table this weekend. So thank you. So I just want to start from the beginning. For those of you that don't know, Brandis and I are less than a year old. We make our birthday of 1 year, July 29th, 1 year of the podcast, and 1 year as the Great Girlfriends brand. We started this with passion, energy, commitment, and love. We didn't have the money to put into what we were doing here. We didn't have the popularity of any of the Instagram and social media all-stars and the fame of some of the people that you see on television. We didn't have the network that people say you need. They say, oh, you're going to need connections in this industry, that industry. Yes, we have amazing relationships, but, we don't have all the things that everyone thought and said that we would need to have. But what we did have was God on our side, and we had the permission that we gave ourselves to take this moment and make something come alive. And that is what we did. We did that to start something amazing for women around the world who want to celebrate the power of the collective. So that is what the Great Girlfriends is all about. And we started with ourselves. We started with giving out honest, practical lifestyle solutions that any woman can take, apply somewhere in her life and get one little bit of advantage, just a little bit more advantage. And if we keep doing that every week, we would have taken you places you've never been before. And that was one of our primary goals. So to anyone who's sitting on an idea saying, I can't do, let me sit here and tell you, you have been lying to yourself, girlfriend. It is all a lie. Everything that you need is on the inside of you. You just have to pull from the abundance that lives on the inside of you. Say yes, give yourself permission, and move it forward. Now, without any further ado, I want to just dive into the beautiful, bountiful weekend that we had. For those of you that were wondering, why did Brandis and Sybil name that conference What Women Want? Well, plain and simple, we get tired of women focusing on what we need. Women spend so much time saying, I just want to get my needs met and make sure my needs are covered and, make sure that, I just do the basics. What about the wants? What if you could get everything that you wanted out of your life, out of your health, out of your relationships, your family, your job, your friendships, your excursions, your experiences, your wardrobe, everything valuable. What if you could get more than what you need? What if you could get what you want? And what if you could get the resources to help you discover what you really want? Truth be told, our wants and change all the time. Our needs remain the same, but our wants will change. And so it's okay for us to go after what we want. So this weekend, we thought we would indulge women in saying, this is what we want. It's okay. Be fearless, be commanding and saying, I want this. I deserve to have more. I deserve to feel amazing and feel beautiful and feel fabulous and feel loved and adored. And I deserve to know that everything that I want can be supplied. Maybe not all at once, but in sessions, in segments, if I go after it. So we decided to just elevate our audience a bit more. And many of you said you have 26,000 listeners. Why just such a small group? Well, we wanted to have an intimate experience for the first conference, that we could set an atmosphere with the amount of love and energy and passion that would allow us to connect with each woman one-on-one, and feel like we were all creating bridges for one another in one weekend. So trust me, one day we'll have that mega experience. But for the first one, we wanted to make it intimate, and we just wanted it to be set aside for the women who really wanted to get there. So many people said, well, I can't afford it. I can't get to New York. I don't have the time, or I can't make the time. This may not have been the weekend for you. This is for the women who said, I am sacrificing 3 days for me. I am dedicating this time and this moment for myself so that I can really say yes to me. And so that's what it was all about. And ladies, girlfriends, that's what we did. We dedicated time to creating new connections. We dedicated time to learning and growing with one another and having dialogue that we wouldn't traditionally have. And we just dedicated time to celebrating the amazing power we have as women. And that was what the weekend was for. And now I just want to take a moment to thank our partners. I started with you guys, the guests. Thank you all for coming. I want to thank our partners, Prudential. First of all, thank you for stepping up and saying yes to the Great Girlfriends and saying yes to an amazing weekend. Yes, let's make this happen for women. Yes, let's invest in women getting what they want and what they deserve. Yes, let's pour resources and value into the women, and let's make this experience magical. Prudential was the first brand to say yes, and we thank you so much because you really did go above and beyond to give our women a premium experience that was unmatched. And I think it was so fantastic that your financial planners were on site to answer questions, to provide the courage and the fearlessness that women need to dive into the goals that we have as women, to help women take at least the baby steps in saying, I may not have everything that I want to start with my financial legacy, but what can I do with what I have? And so our partners at Prudential and the financial planners that were on site did an amazing job of celebrating and supporting our women with resources. We need resources, and I always love a brand that will create and provide resources specific for women that can help us to get ahead. Thank you so much, Prudential. Then I want to thank Macy's. Macy's, you were awesome with hosting that reception on Friday night. The energy was electrifying. The space was beautiful. The ambiance was just beautiful. And I want to just thank you, William Hawthorne, Sharnae Jackson, Lisa Enrique, Candace in the My Stylist department, Magdalia in the My Stylist department. Girlfriends, when I tell you Magdalia and the My Stylist team gave us life, y'all. I mean, they set us up. They had us looking so fierce at the Macy's reception. And the styling team does a complimentary job to any single woman who wants to go in and get just a few tips on how to make their wardrobe just come alive a bit more. Their team is so seasoned, so experienced at style and creating image etiquette. And so I want to urge all of you to visit your local Macy's and set up an appointment. Just set up one appointment with the My Stylist team to find out what the experience is about. And when you do, come back to us and tell us what you think. We were so extremely shocked and surprised and grateful for the experience that we had. And we are extremely grateful to Macy's for making that come alive. Thank you so much. Then I want to thank our partners at Centric, Michelle Thornton, girlfriend, ooh wee, girl. Michelle Thornton came and laid down every single principle and tool that a woman would need to feel empowered to be strategic. A strategic, a woman who is empowering herself by implementing strategies for her life to help give herself the advantage. Yes, Michelle, we thank you for the power up session that you provided for our girlfriends on Saturday. And thank you to Centric for being a partner and participant in our conference. Then I want to thank our product partners. Thank you so much to Miss Jessie and to Shea Moisture and to Lamique for giving our VIPs a premium beauty experience in the Glam Bar, and to Origins and to Trey Noir and to Initials Inc. for the gifts for our beach bags for gifts for our women who were surprised with novelty gifts. And thank you to Cake by the Pound for our cupcake break. And thank you to Jamar at JL Design. Thank you to Akila from Artistry Atelier for doing a fabulous job on her hair. Thank you to Nicole at For Love Inc. for the makeup. Oh my goodness, we felt so beautiful. And we always feel beautiful, but there's nothing like that little extra oomph that you get when you have on your bronzer and your lashes and all the little razzle dazzle that we can put on, ladies. So thank you so much for adding to our experience this past weekend. We are so, so, so grateful. To our event producer, Yvonne McNair from Captivate Marketing Group. Girl, girl, girl. Thank you so much. Yvonne understands our crazy, y'all. When we have meetings with Yvonne, she just shakes her head because she works with Brandis and I so well, and she gets us. So thank you, Yvonne, for all the work that you put in to our experience. We are so, 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 so grateful to you. And we want to thank Drina from WIT PR for doing such a dynamic job at driving media presence and making sure that her girlfriends were taken care of. Drina, you rock, girl. You rock. And to our families who traveled in from around the nation, thank you as well. You guys are so amazing and you helped to make everything just so warm and fuzzy for us. So thank you very much. I'm going to dive right into the social posts that we just want to salute people for just giving us so much love on social media and all of the feedback that we've gotten from the conference. And again, take note, we will be announcing next year's date very soon. And we want you to have an opportunity to be there, so there will be early bird opportunities. Please make a mental note to say yes to this conference in advance of the experience. Girlfriend, you will not be disappointed. Brandis and I will deliver. Our speakers will deliver. Our guests will deliver. Our brands will deliver. It will be everything that you want and more. So I'm just going to dive right in to a post here from Tara Lamar. Brandis and Sybil, this weekend was so much more than a conference. It was a game changer in the lives of every woman that attended. You ladies went over and beyond anything we could have ever expected. I can't wait to see what's next. I love you both. Tara, we thank you because as Brandis' sister and my sister through adoption, you have been so kind and so honest with us. And Tara's always going to tell us when we can do better and when we need to make adjustments. And so thank you for your honest opinion about the weekend and just for being there for us. We appreciate you. And then there's this post from Latoya Brown. Finally heading home from an amazing event today. I'm actually a bit overwhelmed with emotions right now and sleep deprived. That's how we like it, Latoya. You didn't need no sleep this weekend. You came to have a good time. Anyway, she says, I've met some of the most incredible women today. Incredible. I even made some friendships that I hope will last a lifetime. I ended the night with dinner with these hilarious ladies and the perfect gentleman. She's speaking of Sean Blanchard, who was one of our speakers and the author of a book, How About That for a Crack Baby? The way we laughed and carried on, you never known we'd only met a couple of hours before. When dinner is served and the only male at the table reaches for your hand and says the grace for the table, you know you're in good company and God brought you all together to enjoy each other's company. Oh, what a day. Oh, what a night. She is pictured with my boos, Shay, April, and Fela that I met at the Wealth Conference. And I know that she had a spectacular time. And I just love when beautiful people can meet, connect, and find some synergy and explore it. So, Latoya, thanks for coming with an open heart. And we're so hopeful that you, Shay, Fayla, and Sean can stay in contact for an eternity, girl. And then there's another post from Latoya. The Great Girlfriends Conference is the greatest conference I've ever attended. Wow, wow, wow. Simply amazing and life changing. I can't wait till next year. Sybil and Brandis, thank you, thank you, thank you. You ladies are amazing. God bless you both and all my new great girlfriends. Oh my goodness, what an honor. We're so grateful and so glad. Hopefully, you've attended more than 2 conferences. But no, seriously, thank you so much, Latoya, for your energy and love. Sonia, having an amazing time with awesome women at the Great Girlfriends Conference. Sonia Cook came in from Indianapolis. We had a really great breakfast on Sunday, and I just love the energy that she brought to the table as well. So we want to thank you so much, Sonia, for pouring in and taking out what you needed. Thank you so much. Nyasha Hill says, this is the best conference I have ever attended in my life so far. Absolutely amazing. That's what I'm talking about, Nyasha. Thank you so much. And I promise you, this is the beginning, girl. We're just going to keep going higher and higher and higher and higher. And we need people like you to make sure you stick around and be a part of this experience forever. Then we have Mariel from Lady Savant that said, Lady Savant is so excited to be here at this amazing conference. We are truly honored, ladies. Y'all outdid yourselves. Beautiful event. Brandon's getting all glammed up. And there's a picture of Brandon getting glammed up in our Lamique Beauty Lounge. Mariel and Brandon, the founders of Lady Savant, were there for our Squad Goals panel. And they killed it, y'all. They just killed it. So we're so grateful for that. And then there's this post from Nichelle Wilson, the first person to purchase a ticket for the conference. Nichelle was the early bird, y'all. She was the first one. Thank you, Nichelle. Nichelle said, I had an amazing weekend. Excuse me, ladies. A huge thank you to Sybil, Brandis, and all the other wonderful GGs that made this such an awesome experience. Her picture collage is just beautiful. I can tell from this collage that Nichelle came, saw, and conquered. She got everything that she wanted. Key Jones says, thank you, Brandis and Sybil, for a great weekend. I walked away meeting new people and with valuable information. I truly appreciate the movement that you two have started. We love you too, Key, and we thank you so much for being so supportive and present at all of our events and just being all of who you are. And then this one from Denisha Locke, thanking God this day for clarity. Last week, around this time, I found myself soul searching, looking to answer why I was so adamant about making it to the Great Girlfriends Conference. I knew my challenges, plus I'd also aligned myself for a weekend of work that rewarded me with a security blanket that would only last a few days. I knew to be there was beyond keeping my word. I had a gut-wrenching notion that it was necessary that I attend the conference, but not once did I think that the experience was going to be the pivotal point in my journey. Envisioning my life as a pinball machine, it was imperative that I reintroduced to many helping flippers that had been non-functional, weighed down, and or rusted by past experiences and pitfalls for years. Never once would I have thought that this event would be the flippers that would inevitably help me get to my ultimate level. See, I look at it like this. In pinball, we have the start button, the plunger, then there's the shooter, which the ball obviously rolls up here to reach the goal. To the left and right, we have flippers to help the ball reach its goal, and this is what I identify this weekend was for me, like with girlfriends, panelists, and speakers. Sybil, Deandra, Farah, Mia, you represented the flipper that warded off the fear. Though my restraints were very visible to me, you helped me to remove the blinders and see all my possibilities of making it all happen. You guys helped me to be vulnerable, transparent, even shed off a few layers of pride. Brandis, Tico, Mimi, and Tiffany, you represented the flipper that revealed my daring side by jumping off cliffs and burning boats. But real talk, you bring forth tunnel vision focus to goals and the requirements, especially financially. Esther, Elizabeth, Nicole Brooks, and Michelle Thornton, you represented the longest flipper that dust off a pileup of selflessness and reintroduced the call for prioritizing, strategizing, and commanding order starting with self. Be the CEO of your life. Shay Hall, Mimi Goodwin, and Ronald Julian, yes, a guy. You represent the flipper that reminds me I have permission as a human to cry, to unleash and identify that it's not a sign of weakness, yet yielding before mastering my trials and acknowledging my strengths. Fela Jordan James, and Girlfriend of the Year, Dorinda Walker. You represent that flipper that taps the purest desire, the drive to be of service, to do for others, to help others, but in balance. Both deserving women that are epitome of keeping it real with care. Your transparency and willingness to share yourself represents a flipper in some capacity in my life. You are helping others and myself to realign to reach my ultimate goal, and I thank you. Shay, and for everyone else that we had the pleasure to meet this weekend, thank you. If you experienced even a dose of what Shay experienced, which was breakthrough and transformation this weekend, we thank you. And I want to close out with a few more thank yous. Our superstar DJ, Olivia Dope, for just really, really driving the party forward, girl, and closing out with We Are Family. Thank you so much for that. We want to also make sure we thank our Girlfriend of the Year. Y'all, we had the pleasure of giving an award, our first award of many to come, to the 2016 Great Girlfriend of the Year, Dorinda Walker. If you've heard us ever speak about Dorinda, you know our love for her and how she is more than just an average woman. She is an extraordinary woman, an extraordinary shero, and she does everything in her power to help propel the next woman forward. So we are so honored to be able to give our very first award to Dorinda Walker. And I'll say this in closing. Girlfriends, we love you. We appreciate you. We can't be us without you, and you can't be you without us. We all need each other. So let's make sure we do everything in our power to create transformation for each other, to be bridges for one another, and to be great girlfriends. Please make sure you check us out on social media. TheGreatGirlfriends.com is our website. Our Instagram and Twitter, we're under The Great Girlfriends on Instagram. On Twitter, we're under _GreatGFS. Facebook, we have an amazing group of 12,000 plus women at The Great Girlfriends. And last but not least, take this week to binge on some of the old episodes that really kicked your soul on fire, and make sure that you're connecting with the women that you met at the conference. And if you weren't there, reach out to one of the women, one of the girlfriends on social media that has expressed her love for the conference, and just find out how her experience was and see if you can learn something from her. So we love you. We're going to say goodbye. Keep listening and keep being a great girlfriend. I'm Sybil. I'm signing off. Bye.